And do I leave the red one pretty low? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, can you have a listen? Like, I can speak through both headsets, just to make sure that you get it. Okay.
Do it. It's for the big final. You have to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Valentine Sports Park for the 2024 Sapphire Cup final between the Northern Tigers and Sydney University. For the second time in consecutive seasons, the Northern Tigers are at the big dance, while Sydney Uni will be looking to secure some silverware for the first time in a few years, something that they're not entirely used to. A club rich with trophies and a very full trophy cabinet. Sitting beside me in commentary is Will Konstantinidis. Will, what can we expect today from this game?
Thanks, Nicola, and I think we can expect a really hard-fought final between two teams that have hit their stride in the last few weeks. The Tigers, they've picked up a couple wins in their last game, a massive 4-1 win against UNSW on the weekend, and then they've been the side that's scored the most goals in the NPL women's competition, so expect them to come out firing in attack. And then you take a look at this younger Sydney Uni side. Okay, as a whole, NPL women's season maybe hasn't gone how they envisioned it, but in the last few weeks, I think maybe motivated by this cup final, it's a real chance for this young team and the start of maybe a new era for Sydney Uni if they can get the job done tonight.
Well, you speak about a new era, and I think that's what it is for Sydney University. They've gone through some major changes in the last couple of years, and you see the players coming through that have been here before, like Ash Owen, who's come back from the A-League and offering some real experience to these youngsters. And you've seen that in the squad and how they've improved over the last few weeks. How important will Ash Owen be here this evening?
I think someone like Ash Owen is going to be instrumental, not only as the player that has a lot of experience in these moments, also at the A-League women's level. She's also commanding the backline. You take a look at someone like Annabelle Martin as well. She also carries that same level of experience, and I think what you said before about these young players coming through, benefiting from the mentorship of the senior players. You take a look at Amelia Feeney, the season that she's having alongside her in that centre-back partnership. She's really had a breakout year, and I think that has a lot to do with it. And I think Ash Owen has definitely helped her in her development.
Well, we've mentioned a number of players there from Sydney Uni, but the one that really sticks out is Talia Capitanelis. Yep. She's had a phenomenal campaign for Sydney University. She's their go-to in front of goals. She's found the back of the net on countless occasions. How important will she be to find the back of the net? We spoke to Australia pre-game, and he said finding the back of the net has been their problem. How important is Capitanelis for that?
Well, she'd be top of the Tigers scouting report. You take a look at Sydney Uni, their attack this season. Anytime anything positive can happen in this attack, it's often down this left-hand side with Capitanelis, or when she switches over to the right to cut in onto that more favourable left foot. So for Uni, she'll be the priority going forward in attack, and for the Tigers, she'll be enemy number one, really, try and stop and get in front of her shots because she can really hit them from anywhere.
Well, Uni's had a few inconsistencies this year, but the Northern Tigers have really hit form at the right time, and haven't spoken much about them, but they are the favourites here today.
Absolutely, yeah.
Why are they the favourites?
They're the favourites because of the body of work they've been able to put together over the course of the season. They're sitting in 5th right now. They'll be keeping half an eye on proceedings next door, away to our left on field 3, hoping that Olympic drop points to keep them in the hunt for the top 4. They narrowly missed out on the top 4 last year, and for them, having finals experience in the Sapphire Cup last year, yes, they lost to Apia, but they've been to the big dance before with a lot of the same players that are here tonight, and hopefully they'll be better for that experience, and hopefully from their perspective they can get the job done.
Well, the game has kicked off here at Valentine Sports Park. A decent crowd built here as well, which is fantastic for women's football and for the game in itself. A real advertisement. The Northern Tigers on the attack here early. That'll be the first corner of the evening, and after this corner we'll run through the lineups as well. Good start there for the Northern Tigers.
For sure, positivity, that's what you want. Try and sell out some of these nerves early. A bigger crowd than what you might be accustomed to on most weeks, and of course the neutral venue, playing on the grass pitch as well for the Tigers. Of course they're used to that synthetic over at North Taramara, and they're going to crowd the keeper on this first one and maybe try and put a bit of pressure on Callahan in goal.
Well, here comes the first corner Delivered direct at Callaghan. It's come off the post. Rebounds there and just wide. What an opening opportunity. I think that was Hannah McNulty with a snapshot there, going inches wide of Callaghan's goal. And Sydney Uni, that's a real early warning sign for them.
For sure, and in a game like this, in a one-off final, set pieces can be vital, and Tigers almost getting the ultimate price-off one right there.
How important, and we'll get to the lineups in a moment, I promise, but how important is the Northern Tigers final they lost in last year against RPL Leichhardt? How much of a bearing would that have on the way they approach this final and the way they play in essence?
Well, it presents a whole different equation. I think in that final against RP, they probably would have been considered the underdogs. And then you take a look at this final against Uni, and they're considered the favourites as Uni go on the attack.
Here's the opening opportunity. It's a shot, but comfortable there for Amy Hall to pick up. And with that, we'll go through the lineups now for the Northern Tigers. In goals, number 39, Amy Hall. Number 2, Josie Wilson. Number 4, Isabella Keach. Number 6, Isabel Gomez. Number 7, Hannah McNulty. Number 11, Lily McMahon. Number 14, Beth Bernardi. Number 15, Abby Middleton, as Dominikovic comes in. Saved there by Callaghan. Number 18, Nikola Dominikovic. Number 19, Charlotte Mortlock. Number 44, Blake Hughes. For Sydney University, number 61, Hannah Callaghan in goals. Number 2, Annabelle Martin. Number 3, Ash Irwin. Number 4, Amelia Feeney. Number 7, Anna Hunt. Number 8, Jamie Bufels. Number 11, Talia Capitanelis. Number 17, Amelia Kirby. Number 18, Charlotte Hogan. Number 30, Madison Van Dyke. And number 39, Ruby Egan Brown. So good start to this final. Both teams are ready, trying to get on the front foot. Northern Tigers obviously have started a little bit better here. And Nikola Dominikovic has come into the Northern Tigers team this year. Leads their scoring charts as she puts some pressure on Callaghan. How good has she adjusted to the NPL space here in New South Wales?
Yeah, she's been great. I think she probably has a bit of a case for one of the newcomers of the season, the way that she's been able to impact that top end of the pitch, and her combination with Lily McMahon up front. There's a lot of goal scoring in this Tigers team. It's why they're the number 1 goal scoring team in the competition, and she's a big reason why.
And you also can't forget, we talk about Lily McMahon and Nikola Dominikovic, but Hannah McNulty, so much experience and another person that offers so much going forward for this team. And you look at their bench, Shadeen Evans is on the bench.
And she can really make an impact. We saw that last year. Some viewers might remember, a couple of years ago in the semi-final, I think it was against Uni, that she was able to score a couple of goals that eventually got them into the grand final against the Rams a couple of years back. And so she'll definitely provide a spark as
here's
they go.
Isabel Gomez now driving forward. Gets it back on the right, Gomez. Cuts it back for Mortlock, but it's a heavy pass. Now, work it again here through Lily McMahon. Gets past one. Back to Wilson, and Wilson's pass is cut out there by Capitanelis. Cleared away now by Sydney University. Well, the Tigers come straight back at him.
Great composure.
Good drive here. Ball through now for Dominikovic. Block comes back to her again into the area. Bernardi still there for the Tigers. Uni really struggling to clear their lines at the moment. Wilson thought about the cross. Opts to win the corner, but doesn't get there. It feels as though it's going to be Sydney Uni that's going to really have to weather this early storm. And it'll take them a bit of time to work themselves in the game, but no doubt this early storm has really come thick and fast at them.
Yeah, they'll have to really dig in here, Sydney Uni, but they've shown that they can defend in the last few weeks, and with a young side, that's often some of the hardest points, is trying to be consistent at the back, and they'll need to be tonight against this Tigers attack.
Well, here come Uni now, one of their first attacks, but it breaks down as quick as it started. Twisting and turning there, McMahon. I had a chat to her in the pre-game, and she wants to right the wrongs from last season's final, and I think there's 6 or 7 players from that squad.
Yeah.
As they come on the attack again and win their second corner of the evening.
Going to form so far, you'd think, with Tigers having majority of the pressure, majority of the ball down in their attacking half, and they've got another corner here. We'll see what they do if they crowd the keeper again.
Well, we spoke about it pre-game, you and I, when we were talking to the lovely Henley Warner, and I feel that this Sydney Uni team has the ability to hurt anyone in this competition.
Yeah, they do.
And it really just depends on which Sydney Uni we get on the given day. As Dominikovic delivers another corner. It's another tough one, headed away, well defended by Sydney Uni. Northern Tigers get possession once more. All the way back to Hughes. And now build again from the back. Montlock sprays the ball out wide. Oh, great ball there into the feet of Dominikovic. Was looking for Bernardi. Pass didn't quite get there. Now Capitanelis, look at that. Great speed. He got an excellent left foot as well. Early cross. Great ball in. Blake Hughes will see that through to Amy Hall. That left foot has to be one of the most dangerous left feet. We know, well, Charlotte Lancaster can do it up here, but Talia Capitanelis has one very, very dangerous left foot.
And that's exactly why you need to know where Talia Capitanelis is at all times. It seemed like Uni didn't have all that much going on the counter-attack. They were deep in their own half, and then it was just one touch forward by Capitanelis to use her pace to get around the defender, and that unlocked a huge counter-attacking opportunity. And had it not been for the intervention of Hughes, I think it was Martin who might have had a one-on-one there.
Again, they do look dangerous, and those early balls into the box are so underestimated. I always, in my own coaching, try to encourage that because it's so difficult for the defence to react to, in particular when they're facing the wrong way. On this occasion, they defended well. That's where you got a special guest in the crowd there. Emily Husband, with a keen eye on proceedings here. As Annabelle Martin delivers a great ball, and it's flicked away by Amy Hall.
What a save.
An excellent save from the Northern Tigers keeper. And it looked as though it was just a good ball into the area. Everyone missed it. Amy Hall had to react, and she did.
And she had to react late as well. There was a defender and an attacker that were making a play at the ball, so would have forgiven her for not expecting that to come her way, but lucky she was alert to the task and had to tip it around the post, and now Uni have something from the corner.
Well, after a few opportunities for the Northern Tigers, finally Sydney Uni, after 9 minutes, have a chance of their own, and now a corner as well as Capitanelis delivers an in-swing and it's headed away. Ball will stay with the students, but they could get caught here on the counter, and it looks as though they will. Gomez plays the ball forward for Bernardi, who's onside, and Callahan read that well. Good goalkeeping from Hannah Callahan. You can feel the excitement rising every time. The crowd really
right
vocal here. Gomez has been very busy early on there, closing down Bufels there as well. I think she's key to this Northern Tigers team. We speak about all the attacking players. We speak about how strong they are defensively as well. But Isabel Gomez, her return to the squad, saw the Northern Tigers pick up their results, improve their form, and all the rest of it.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to see why she's earned herself another couple of years at the Mariners. She swept the end of season awards, and we spoke about Emily Husband being here, and she'll be definitely keen to keep an eye on how Izzy Gomez is going, along with a bunch of Mariners players that are out there tonight.
Here's Hughes now on the ball for the Tigers. Clears that one forward, looking for Dominikovic. Something Dominikovic offers up front is a real presence. She's strong, she can hold up the ball, but also has that pace on the turn that most players that have that strength trait generally lack in pace, but she's got both, so a real dangerous striker in the competition.
Yeah, she's really been the complete package for the Tigers, and as we said, has wasted no time getting accustomed to the competition.
Capitanelis wants it out left. That's where the ball comes to. Delivers into the area. Too heavy that cross though. It'll be a throw-in for the Northern Tigers, and perhaps an opportunity for Sydney University to try and box their opponent in and put a bit of pressure on the Northern Tigers here inside their own half.
Yeah, and so much for a cagey start to a final. It's been end-to-end stuff. Both teams have already had a couple of half chances of their own. We've seen the keepers get involved on both ends, and promises to be a really exciting 80 or so minutes ahead.
Definitely say that we're not accustomed to, and I remember last year's Sapphire Cup final didn't have nearly as much action for the whole 90 minutes, let alone what we've had here inside the first 10. So I hope you're enjoying this action at home. As I said, a good crowd here at Valentine Sports Park today. Stands are almost fully full to the brim. So an excellent advertisement to the game. Throw taken by Uni now. Bit of a battle there on the far side. Bernardi comes away with the ball. Plays it central, gives it away. Make mention to our match officials today as well. Our centre referees, Beck, Mackie, assistant referees, Charlotte, Flynn and Mia Velarde, and the fourth official, Michaela Ryan. Slowing the game down. Annabelle Martin, and that's the experience she has there. She just told Capitanelis just to slow it down a little bit. No need to rush in these moments. Northern Tigers started fast, and that's where that experience from players like Martin comes into play. Ash Irwin as well, of course, but this time Martin just calming her teammates down, winning a foul there as well. Intelligent play. And we know how dangerous Annabelle Martin can be as well. And plays on either fullback position. Offers so much to Australia's team, as well as, of course, that experience.
And she's so versatile because she's so good on the ball and so positionally aware. We've seen her operate when Emily Husband was the coach, even in an inverted role sometimes, and she's even happy to bomb on and get deep down the flanks. And we saw her have that one-on-one opportunity a few minutes ago. So not only is she vital in terms of experience, but the role she plays is extremely influential.
Absolutely, a fullback, a real modern fullback that works up and down that line and offers something more in attack as a Sydney Uni player. An excellent move here. And Capitanelis getting into the area now. Across goal. It's a great ball. Evades everyone. And it'll be a goal kick. But again, how about that combination play there?
Yeah, and there was a quick 1-2 down this left-hand side, and they got exactly what they wanted, which was Talia Capitanelis in space and in a crossing position. And again, it's that swerve and dip on the ball that caused problems for the Tigers' defence. They would have been thankful to see that roll away for a goal kick.
I think the more they get to isolate Capitanelis here against Josie Wilson, who's no slouch and no poor defender, without a doubt one of the best right backs in the competition. As Lily McMahon tries to create some damage at the other end, plays in Bernardi here into the area. Bernardi getting clipped at the heels by Irwin. A bit risky there from Ash Irwin, but we saw Ash Irwin last year play at Sydney Olympic after spending a number of years at Sydney Uni. She was so important to that Sydney Olympic side when she played, and you could tell when she was missing from that lineup, the squad really struggled without her, and she's brought a lot of that to Sydney Uni this year, again, coming back to the club.
Yeah, and as we said in the pre-game, her experience to a lot of these younger players is vital, and it's easy to see why she was picked up by the Mariners last season. Yes, there's the connection with Emily Husband, but also just the quality she has at that centre-back position, and Olympic were definitely better for her last year, and now Uni get her back in the blue and gold.
Martin heads away. Capitanelis loses out to Josie Wilson. Wins it back, and now Sydney Uni can start from the back. They haven't really had that opportunity in this game. All their chances have come from winning the ball high, but now they get to build an attack of their own from the back. Ball comes into the area, took a deflection. Will be a corner if it goes out. And left there by Blake Hughes for Amy Hall. Here is Wilson. Look at the press as well. Sydney Uni stepping up quite high here. They've won it back again. Ball played wide by Van Dyke. Kirby delivers into the area toward Capitanelis. Great run on the right foot this time, and forces Hall into a save. Left or right, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't, and she got great connection on that half volley. I think it took the slightest of deflections on its way through, which took the sting out of the shot, made it slightly easy for Amy Hall, but we spoke about the dominance the Tigers had in the opening 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes, Uni have really made Amy Hall work, and it's been such an opening quarter of an hour here.
And Beautiful's there, clashing heads with Isabel Gomez. Taking a moment here. Says she doesn't require attention. give us a moment to breathe. We haven't had many of those opportunities inside the first 15 minutes, which is excellent for this final. Martin under pressure there immediately. Capetanellis plays the ball forward. Chance now for Egan Brown. Gets the ball into the area. Miscontrol there. Ball comes in and it's a great effort there. Amy Halls was full stretch. A great strike from Anna Hunt. Another opportunity for Sydney Uni. I said they had to weather the storm. They've done that. And now they're starting to create chances of their own. Yeah, and Ozrally would be really happy with how his side have been. We did speak to him in the pregame. He said it's been all about trying to put a few more in the back of the net. They've built that defensive foundation the last few weeks, and they've certainly got the volume of chances. It's just about making them stick and maybe a bit higher quality. They've had a few from outside the box. Well, he did mention that we've already spoken about it earlier, but he's not happy with the amount of chances that they've put away as they put themselves in a bit of trouble here with the ball back to Callahan. That was a poor clearance as well. Dominikovic gets the ball back in the air ahead of there from McNulty, but goes well wide. And you see there where Nikola Dominikovic picked up that ball. She picked it up quite deep inside the half, away from the area you'd expect her to be. And that's how much she roams for this squad too. It's not solely a striker's position. She plays more so as a false line a lot of the time, allowing the likes of Bernardi to step forward, Lillian McMahon and Hannah McNulty from out wide to come in. They're a very mobile front four that really creates problems for opposition defences. And when the wingers carry as much goal threat as the Northern Tigers do, it makes it easy to sacrifice that as, again, they look to go in behind. Callahan there, luckily standing quite high, able to pick that loose ball up. And for Hannah Callahan, this is just her fifth first grade start in all competitions, so she's, she's only had 4 in the NPL, and it makes her 5th start. Not an easy position to come into in the cup final. So far, she's had to be really focused, and she's done a pretty decent job, even if there's been a few nervy moments coming out. That seemed a bit of a tough call there on Madison Van Dyke. I thought she'd won the ball cleanly, but Mackie thought otherwise. And had the whistle not blown there, I think Talia Capetanellis had lots of space in front of her. Yeah. And the opportunity to attack the Northern Tigers goal. Free kick sent forward by Keach. It's a good one, and Callahan was slightly too far forward there, I'd say, but luckily for her, there was no far post run coming in. She's been put under a lot of pressure with that high ball, Hannah Callahan. We've seen the Tigers go with that pressure the keeper style tactic from the corners, crowd the 6-yard area, and have to get your margins just right as a defender. Make sure you don't clutter into your own keeper and cause an own goal. Well, we spoke to Ozrally pre-game, and how much of a loss is Talia Franco not being available for this side this evening? Well, I mean, she's been one of the best keepers in the competition in the last few weeks. She's made the team of the week, I think, a couple of times in the last month or so, and I mean, she's with the young Matildas for good reason. She's definitely one of the brighter prospects in the country at her age, so never easy to lose someone like her, but Hannah Callahan so far is proving to be a worthy backup. And Chelsea Hromek's done it too. They create some really good, or develop some really good goalkeepers at Sydney Uni. So I think that's one part of the game where they've excelled and they don't have to be too worried about for the moment. But still, that experience and the communication that comes with Talia Franco will be sorely missed. Off the hand there of Amelia Feeney, I think it was. It was just outside the area, wasn't it, Will? Yeah, referee Beck Mackey's just pointing out the exact spot. No question it was outside the penalty area, but it was very, very close. And Amelia Feeney, almost a heart-stopping moment for her from what has otherwise been a very, very good season. Well, my question to you, if that was in the box, does Beck Mackey point to the spot? I think so. I think there was no question the arm was outraised, and I think the logic would follow that if it's a handball outside the box, it's a handball inside the box. That wonderful word logic, right? Well, anyway, here's a free kick opportunity for the Northern Tigers in a very good position. Can they open the scoring here? And they've got 7 players inside the area. Ball comes in, Callaghan misses it, it's there to be put away, and it is. It's bundled home. The Northern Tigers have the first goal of the match, and Hannah Callaghan complaining to Beck Mackey that she was fouled in the process, but Beck Mackey having none of that, and the Northern Tigers have the first goal of the 2024 Sapphire Cup final.
Yeah, hard to tell who got the last touch on it, but Tigers won't care. They put the pressure on the back stick and it paid off. It was a toe home. They might have been an own goal even as we take a look at the replay. I think it might have been Izzy Gomez even. Oh no, it wasn't Izzy Gomez. Hard to tell, but there was so many numbers crowding around the back post, and it was a nice flick on at the first attempt. And that took the keeper out of play, and from there the Tigers just got someone somehow onto that ball, and that means they take the lead after 20 minutes gone.
Well, there you have it. Sydney Uni now have to come from behind to get themselves back into the game.
It was Dominikovic who got that all-important flick on.
It's a shame our fantastic cameraman, Ches, here doesn't have a few more cameras set up around the ground so we can see a little better. But here's a chance for Capitanellis off the post. Still not clear here. And the Northern Tigers survive. And I'll tell you what, Will, Talia Capitanellis usually puts those away. A big chance missed for Sydney University.
Yeah, and the Tigers, they almost switched off right after conceding. It happens so often with teams, and in a final like this, that's almost a cardinal sin to concede as soon as you've taken the lead, and they'll be grateful that Capitanellis only struck the woodwork.
And Hogan plays the ball back now for Irwin. It's a good response, though, from Sydney University. Exactly the response that Oz Rowley would have expected from his team. Ball cut out there by Abby Middleton.
Now the Tigers have to be careful that they don't concede. Uni have a bit more of a spring in their step now. They're a bit more motivated. They'll feel almost hard done by. They had some chances of their own and were really coming into the game in the last 5-10 minutes. So to concede in that fashion, they'll feel hard done by, but the Tigers will feel like it's due reward for them for some of the earlier corners that they put in that really tested the Sydney Uni defence.
Keach sends that one forward. And it looks as though set pieces are the major issue for Oz Rowley's team. Like you said, on a few occasions now, they've really struggled to deal with corners, and now the free kick into the box leads to the first goal. And I think we've got confirmation it was Nikola Dominikovic that found the back of the net.
Or I think she had the first header that went towards the back post. And I think it might have been someone else who got the final touch.
It's hard to see with so many bodies in the way. The game.
Oh,
well, that's a head knock there. I think that's Hannah McNulty, perhaps, that's gone down. Straight to the back of the head. Physio out on the field immediately to check the status. In fact, I think it's Lily McMahon that... No, it wasn't Lily McMahon.
This is a vital moment as we're about the halfway point of the first half. A chance to regroup, a good time for it as well with the Tigers just having scored, and a chance for Uni to maybe plot how they're going to go about getting this all-important equaliser. And they can say they've come close. Amy Hall has made a couple of good saves. We saw Tyler Capitanellis hit the post. So they're not far away. They're well and truly in this game, Sydney Uni. They've got a bit of momentum behind them, and they'll just need to try and get one back, ideally before half-time, and really set the tone of the game back in their favour.
Well, it gives an opportunity for both teams to regroup here. In particular, Uni, you can see Annabelle Martin there barking out instructions to her teammates. It was Nikola Dominikovic that got the knock in the back of the head. And it is Martin, the one that's telling her players what she expects. She needs them to step up. She's letting them know as well. It'll be a drop ball, and the Northern Tigers will restart play. And they sportingly kick the ball back to Hannah Callahan. Ball cut out there by Keach, but came straight back to Blake Hughes, who played it forward to Bernardi. Hogan goes all the way back to Feeney. Now building again, Sydney University. Cut out there by Wilson. Capetanellis was the target.
And for Uni, this is the first goal that they've actually conceded in their last 3 games in all competitions. So for a side that has been so good defensively, it'll come as a killer blow, especially in the way that they conceded off a set piece. That's often one of the more frustrating ones for coaches to concede, but now they've got a set piece opportunity of their own, and look who's over this one, Annabelle Martin, Tyler Capetanellis.
Well, it was pretty similar range from where Martin almost opened the scoring about 15 minutes or so ago, and Amy Hall had to make a really good save. Capetanellis standing pretty close by here to Martin. Runs over the ball. Martin delivers toward the far post. Header back across goal and saved there by Hall. It was a good idea. I think that was Feeney perhaps that tried to head it back across goal. Not a bad option.
And Feeney does carry a bit of goal threat. We've seen her pop up with some nice goals this season for Uni. I think she has 3 in the NPL women's competition. So as a centre-back, she can find the back of the net. And for Uni, they won't care how they get back in this game. Just a goal by any means possible will be vital for them. They'll feel that the longer the game goes on, the Tigers can maybe wrestle back and really kick on before half-time.
I feel that when a central defender can score 3 to 5 goals a season, oh, what a chance that was there. Anna Hunt just couldn't control it. It was though she was caught by surprise. What an opportunity. And again, the ball comes in from Capetanellis.
Yeah, they're really favouring this left-hand side. Get it out to Capetanellis nice and early, and then look to swing it in and get Anna Hunt in play at the back post, and that's exactly the option they were looking for there. And so you can just see, might be visible on the stream, there's a bit of a rougher patch around the edge of the area that might cause a bit of stumbling at the back. As
here's a chance now for Uni, but again, well defended by Blake Hughes. The support came in from Izzy Gomez, who's been absolutely everywhere in this first 30 minutes.
And they've needed her to be. It's been such a back and forth game in midfield with defence turning into attack so quickly that these midfielders are really working overtime so early in this game.
Last touch there, I thought, came off Wilson, but referee disagrees, an assistant referee. And you may have also seen in the stream in the background, Sydney Olympic have taken the lead against Football New South Wales Institute. And that will not be good news for Chris Wood and the Northern Tigers.
It'll dampen their spirits slightly. I mean, that win if that holds for Olympic, will mean they'll be 4 points clear in 4th, ahead of the Tigers in 5th, which will put the Tigers out of finals contention heading into the final round of the season. But all eyes for them are focused on this one, as Chris Wood said to us in the pre-game. This is a guaranteed final, and right now they've got the lead, which is about as good as it can get after half an hour.
It's a throw-in now for Sydney Uni on the far side. And Silverware has eluded the Northern Tigers over the last few years. They've made a number of grand finals. They've come so close.
Yeah.
Penalty shootouts and last year. They were given no chance really against Apia, and they pushed them all the way, but fell short, and not for the first time. So it's a bit of a bogey for them lifting that trophy, and I'm sure that the Sydney Uni players will know a lot about that, a team that is no stranger to winning silverware.
Yeah, and you take a look at the Tigers' past run. They were in the Sapphire Cup final last season, and then a couple of seasons back they were NPL Women's finalists. They lost in a penalty shootout against the Rams right at this pitch, and then a few seasons before that, back in 2019, they lost to Uni in a penalty shootout. So they've come as close as you can get to winning silverware in both the NPL Women's and the Sapphire Cup. And for a side that got promoted a few years back now, this would be a massive step forward, as I think Olympic have scored another goal over on that far pitch.
Yeah, they have. So, again, like we said, Chris Woods, focus is on this one. The focus is on winning the silverware at hand. But you look back and you just see how unlucky the Northern Tigers have been. Jason Egger, who's been a technical director there for a number of years, has been so unlucky. They've played some great football. They've built some fantastic teams. They've promoted some really strong young players as well. But maybe this is the time when it all changes for the Northern Tigers.
Well, I hope so. I think what you said towards the end there is probably the biggest point for the Tigers, is how they're able to continuously pull players up from their younger grades and have a constant, steady production line of players. And that's the ultimate sign of a good women's football program. And the Tigers have built that in a relatively short space of time, promoted back in 2018. So to pull that all together at the level that they are now is no easy feat, which is a credit to all the technical staff up there at North Turramurra.
And we speak about great women's programs, and Sydney Uni, without a doubt, over the last 10 years have had one of the best women's programs in the state. There's no question about that. And then you look up at new centres popping up like Apia Leichhardt, who have done some incredible things for women's football, and their rise from what's called now Football League One into the NPL space, how they've improved. Manly United, who's consistently produced spectacular footballers. You can just see the game continuously growing. I think we're having an early substitution here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go to the bench early. It's
Bo Burton is coming on.
Yeah.
And Nikola Dominikovic is coming off, and she must not be feeling right from that head knock.
Yeah.
And that will be a massive blow to the Northern Tigers. She's so important to them moving forward. We spoke about it before. She drops into good positions to help out her teammates, but not just that. She's extremely important holding the ball up for the Northern Tigers.
It's certainly a big loss, but Bo Burton does have goals in her. She scored a bunch of goals in reserve grade, about 15, 16 goals in the NPL Women's reserve grade competition. So she has goals in her. She scored a couple in the NPL Women's first grade as well this year. So a like-for-like replacement going to the top of the attack. And for the youngster, this is a heavy task now, with the best part of an hour remaining to fill the shoes of that number 9 spot.
Well, if there's a time to step up, that'll be now.
Yeah.
And an opportunity to get your name up in lights. Bo Burton, this is your chance. Here's Hall. Plays it forward. And Hughes there under a little bit of pressure. As is Middleton, and again, they break the press due to the movement of Isabel Gomez.
See, Tigers just want to slow things down a bit, get their foot on the ball in build-up, and now they look to make their move down the wing.
Here's Abby Middleton now, keeping the ball in, delivers into the box, great ball in, comes back, and it's just wide. I think that was Hannah McNulty with the opportunity, and how she didn't put that away. It's a gilt-edged opportunity.
That's a great chance for the Northern Tigers. It's about as good as you can get in hoping of extending this lead. It started with the build-up play, then they moved it out wide. Once the cross came in, they found their target. Couldn't make it stick with McNulty at the back post. A relatively tough finish with the bouncing ball, but you just expected with a player of her quality for the net to bulge and the Tigers to make it 2-0.
Corner comes in, delivery to the far post, headed there. Last touch coming off a Northern Tigers player. It'll be a Sydney Uni throw, but again, every time they've got a set piece, they look threatening.
They do, and they'll be knowledgeable about the fact that this is a younger Sydney Uni team, and often in those moments is where the youth can make it a bit difficult against the experience of the Tigers. Now they've found their way
space for Uni to perhaps launch a counter. Capitanella's thought about the switch, didn't really have the option, and then gives the ball away cheaply. Gomez picks it up in midfield, twists and turns, gets away from Beaufuls, who now plays it to Middleton. Gomez again. Chris Wood very animated on the sideline, riding every single play as McNulty was chasing down there. Callahan again off her line, standing high and clearing away. Unable to keep that ball in, Uni.
And you can see the intent from the Northern Tigers to really stretch this Sydney Uni defence wide. We saw them go down the wing for that McNulty chance through Abby Middleton, and then on that occasion it was towards the other side. So really testing these Sydney Uni fullbacks and trying to create more problems at the back, knowing that they could maybe cause a few nervy moments as they try and get Callahan to rush out, maybe force a mistake or a mishit clearance.
Here's Gomez again in possession for the Tigers. Middleton making the overlapping run. She's come out to the right now, switch sides with Josie Wilson. Gives Capitanella something else to work with as well, but maybe Chris Wood's seen something that will allow Josie Wilson to expose down that left wing for the Northern Tigers.
I think, thankfully, from our perspective in the commentary position, both sides have actually favoured this part of the pitch right in front of us. So for the Tigers, that's their right end of the attack. For Uni, that's their left. And so maybe trying to throw something, like you said, a bit different at the Sydney Uni defence, throw some new options, maybe sensing that second goal before half-time can really put this game in their favour.
And you feel if the Northern Tigers do grab a second, Sydney Uni might not have enough to come back from a 2-goal deficit. As we said, they're a young team, a lot of inexperience there. Northern Tigers on the other hand, also a lot of young players in the squad, but also players that have been here before, players that are experienced, players that have played at this level and higher, a lot more than what Sydney Uni have in their ranks at the moment.
And we mentioned that 2019 grand final where Uni defeated the Tigers on penalties. From that squad, the Tigers still have Hannah McNulty, Beth Bernardi and Josie Wilson, which shows how much continuity the Tigers have built in recent years. And they'll be hoping they can finally lift some silverware tonight, but still plenty of time to go. And like we said, Uni, they can find their way into this game. They have the weapons to do it, and they've had the volume of chances to lay claim to a few good opportunities, a few tests of Amy Hall. So far, they just haven't been able to find the back of the net.
Good position here for Uni. They haven't been in this part of the field for a while. They won't stay for long, it'll seem. Martin gets that one toward the box, cleared away. Another throw. Some extended pressure now on the Northern Tigers' back line. Here's Martin. Delivers to the far post. It's a great ball headed away by Wilson. And Bernardi will get there first. Heavy touch though, lets her down. Great challenge there from Bo Burton, but coming away with it was Van Dyke. And now Martin now playing in a central position. Couldn't find that killer ball for Megan Brown. Challenges flying in now as well. Capatanellis comes away with the ball. Not many options in the area. She goes on her own. Who's first to their feet? And first to win the ball, Isabel Gomez. What a first half from her.
She's having exactly the type of game you would expect a player of her quality and her stature to have. She's really rising to the occasion. Izzy Gomez marshalling that midfield, both on the defensive side of the ball in terms of winning it back, but also in build-up. We've seen her be so influential in that phase of play. She's a big reason why the Tigers have built a lot of success towards the back end, and within a sniff of the finals, even if it doesn't look like that Olympic result will go their way.
And the Hunt now moved more central. Couldn't really get anything on that to keep that ball in. Northern Tigers, we move into the last 5 minutes of this first half. They lead 1-0. Still don't have confirmation of who scored that first goal. It was a bit of a scramble. But I don't think the Northern Tigers will care for that too much. They lead and they're on their way to some silverware, which I think they can't wait to put in the cabinet at North Turramurra.
Well, they still have the rest of this half and second half to go, and Sydney Uni will be, I think, comfortable if they can keep it to 1-0 before half-time, get some more instructions from Oz Rowley. And like we've said on numerous occasions, they're well and truly in this game at 1-0. We've seen games in football so often where even at 1-0 it feels like the team that's in the lead is cruising. That is certainly not the case here this evening. Sydney Uni have built so much pressure, and as they've rattled the woodwork, they've forced plenty of saves as they go forward.
So you put yourself in Hannah McNulty's shoes, who's been at the club, seen them get promoted, seen them come so close to silverware on so many occasions. How are the nerves in the second half?
Well, I think she'll be relatively comfortable because her side are in the lead. I think knowing that your side is in a more comfortable position can maybe calm the nerves a little bit, and should they go on and score a second either side of the break, that'll make things a little easier. But I think having that experience, having been in these moments before, even if she's been on the losing end of those games, will definitely help her. And being one of the more reliable, more senior members of this team, other players will be looking towards her. And so I think she'll be ice cold heading into the second half. And you expect no less from one of the more consistent performers in the competition over the last 3-4 years.
Well, foul there on Annabelle Martin, and she didn't seem to have dealt with that too well, as Kapatanellis now delivers a ball to the far post. And I'll tell you what, it was begging for Feeney to get on the end of. It wasn't a bad ball at all. Feeney got there all on her own, but couldn't get any purchase or anything on that header, really. Another good chance from another set piece for Sydney Uni as well now.
Yeah, and I think it just sat up in the wind a little bit. The wind's blowing from left to right on your screen, so that's against Sydney Uni right now. And I think the ball might have just held up a little more than what Feeney was expecting. You can see she just overran ever so slightly, and had she been able to get her head on that, you would have backed her from short range. And with the goal-scoring touch that she's found this season, and again, it just underlines the fact that Sydney Uni have avenues to goal. They're just missing that cutting edge right now.
Good run out of defence there with the ball from Blake Hughes. Finds Keach now. Last 90 seconds of the first half. Heavy touch there from Ash Owen as Bernardi picks up the loose ball. Hughes again. Waiting patiently for the opportunity to reappear. Sydney Uni stepping up now out of defence. They are still a little deep for Australia's liking, I'd say. Gomez again intercepts. Turns on a dime there. Isabel Gomez still going. Gets past 4 Sydney Uni players before releasing the ball wide for Josie Wilson. Here's Mortlock. Mortlock sprays it wide for Middleton. Gets it back again from the right back. I think Isabel Gomez is struggling back there. She may have just lost her boot. Great ball from Keach for Josie Wilson, who cuts back on the right. Space opens up, and it's disappointing from Wilson. Did everything right until the last play there.
And again, it's those balls towards the corner flag, getting the ball out wide and then cutting inside for the Northern Tigers. That time is Josie Wilson flanking on the left, and as a right footer, was going to back her to cut onto that more favourable right foot. That time she went for the shot. And we saw in that build-up phase with Izzy Gomez just evading Sydney Uni defenders like they weren't there, and she's carried over the form that saw her become one of the breakout stars of the last A-League women's season into the NPL, and she's showing it again in the Sapphire Cup final.
The fourth official has indicated there'll be a minimum of 2 minutes of time added on to this fixture. So coming closer and closer to the end of the first half, a half that the Northern Tigers have just been the better team, I'd say, and deservedly lead at or potentially lead at half time.
Yeah, I think they've had the slight edge in this game, and you can't underestimate the impact of being clinical in front of goal and making use of your set pieces, and that's exactly what the Northern Tigers have done. They've probably had slightly more
Here's
comfortable
a chance
possession.
Though, for Sydney Uni, a one-on-one opportunity, and it's 1-1. They equalise in first half stoppage time. Anna Hunt has brought Sydney Uni back into this one right on the stroke of half-time, and we're speaking about the Northern Tigers getting into the break in the lead. A lapse in concentration at the back, and Sydney Uni and Anna Hunt take full advantage.
Yeah, and just looking back at the replay, I think Northern Tigers, they tried to play the offside trap and they got it all wrong, and Anna Hunt has plenty of pace to burn on the break. She took her moment, she composed herself and looked completely comfortable in front of goal. And now Sydney Uni, they have a goal that they'll feel that they deserve given the volume of chances they had. Capitan Ellis has hit the woodwork, but this time it's Anna Hunt who gets the credit.
Look at the confidence now from Uni. Time is ticking, but they may get another. Too much on that one. Josie Wilson should deal with that. But I think it was Isabella Keach that kept Anna Hunt onside. And it's half-time. Beck Mackey brings the first half to a close. And it's 1-1 here between the Northern Tigers and Sydney University in the 2024 Sapphire Cup final. Will, sum up that first half for me.
I think it's been as good of a first half for a cup final as you could hope for. It's been open, it's been end-to-end attacking football. Both sides have looked to be positive. Often it can be the case where one side will try and sit back and play a bit more on the counter. Even Uni, who are maybe the underdogs coming into this game, they've still looked to try and be confident. And towards the end of the break, I think that's exactly what they would have wanted. A slight lapse in concentration, as we said, the offside trap not being communicated properly across the back line, and Anna Hunt took full advantage of that. And I think it's had a first half that has had everything from an entertainment perspective, and at 1-1, we've now got a second half that has everything to play for.
No doubt, I think it's the perfect final we've seen so far. Northern Tigers have had the more opportunities. Sydney Uni, though, haven't been without their own. I think it's great that Uni have scored. I think it'll do much for their confidence as well, in particular going into the second half. But we'll leave that here for now, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes for the second half of this one, the 2024 Sapphire Cup final. It's the Northern Tigers 1, Sydney University 1. check, Chaz.
We weren't about to get one of those emails from Stas.
Oh, man.
A reminder that the mic is always on.
Yeah, it's always hot. Hot, hot, hot. I've got an SLR too, but I don't even know. I don't even know what it is, bro. I haven't taken it out in. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I would have thought when they made that sub, the Dominikovic, that Shay Evans would have come on.
Me too. She mustn't be fit.
Alrighty.
Yeah. The teams are back out doing their last little warm-ups for the second half. It's gotten quite cold here. It was reached about 27 degrees today throughout the day. And it's gotten a little bit cooler, a little windy as well. We are obviously at the final of the Sapphire Cup. And we've had a change for Sydney Uni. Ruby Egan-Brown has come off for Bianca Garlich. And we'll get to the substitutions in a moment because I'm here with Will Constantinides. And Will, what a first half. It's 1-1 between the Northern Tigers and the Sydney Uni, but tell me about that first 45 minutes.
I think from an entertainment perspective, you cannot fault it. The crossbar was rattled, keepers making fantastic saves, players flying in challenges. It was a really hard-fought first 45 minutes, and I hope for our sake and for the sake of everyone at home that continues on and produces a really thrilling 45 minutes and maybe more. Who knows? If it stays like this, we could be set for a long Wednesday night here in Valentine Sports Park.
Well, finals are generally speaking, quite boring affairs. But this one's been the complete opposite. Yeah. We've seen the woodwork rattled. We've seen great opportunities, good saves. We've seen excellent goals as well. What will the second half bring us, and will we see more of this just keep coming on and on? And I mean, if we do, it has to be one of the best finals that we've ever witnessed.
Yeah, I think as the defences start to tire, that might become a factor. I think we saw towards the end of the first half, that's how the Tigers conceded, a lapse in concentration at the back, players getting the offside trap, caught off guard, and that allowed Anna Hunt probably one of the best one-on-one opportunities she would have had all season. And thankfully, from a Uni perspective, she was able to capitalise off that. And now Uni would feel like they have the momentum in their favour. Coming into the second half, they've got the goal before the break. It was Isabella Keach who got the Tigers in front, and that was just her second goal of the season, and what a time to get it. And now the game is at level standing as we head into this hopefully exciting second half.
Well, we finally found out who the scorer was. There was a goal-mouth scramble. It took us a bit of time. It took our friend Eric Subiano down there, who's doing the ground announcing, a bit of a push to find out who the goal scorer was. We finally found out it was Isabel Keach. So apologies to Isabel Keach and the Northern Tigers fans for it taking a little too long for us to find out the scorer of the opener. Anna Hunt, of course, equalising. And not just did the Northern Tigers suffer a big blow by conceding in stoppage time of the first half, but they also had another one, and that was losing the influential Nikola Dominikovic in the first half. She was substituted by Bo Burton, copped a head knock and couldn't continue. How important will her absence be for this Northern Tigers team in the second half?
I think number one is the goal output that she brings. I mean, 15 goals in all competitions this season. That's not an easy thing to replace up top. She has picked up a goal in the Sapphire Cup back in the quarterfinal. Also, what she does.
Coming through now. Space has opened up and they've quickly shut it down, though, the Tigers. Still there. I don't know if it's had. I think it may have taken a touch off the keeper. Referee says Amy Hall did not touch the ball. And it was Bianca Garlich, the substitute, straight into the action. Not a force change for Oz Rowley. This is obviously tactical. We know the qualities of Bianca Garlich. A very, very good player. One that can definitely make a difference in midfield. How could she impact this game?
I think going straight to that number 10 position, she can hit them from outside of the box. And, of course, she does carry that experience with her. A long-time Sydney Uni player. I think you cannot talk about Sydney Uni and the success that they've had without talking about Bianca Garlich being there every step of the way. I'm intrigued to see this midfield matchup between her and Izzy Gomez. Those two were a big part of the Mariners' success in the A-League Women's, playing alongside each other, with Gomez playing a bit deeper. And now you've got Gomez playing as the 6 for the Tigers, and then Bianca Garlich right up next to her playing as the 10 for Uni.
And that first half performance from Izzy Gomez was outstanding. She was absolutely everywhere. They say that Angola Kante covers as much of the world as water. Izzy Gomez was pretty much in that same sort of conversation. She was all over the park, involved in everything the Northern Tigers did going forward. And we saw her go down at the start of this second half. She quickly bounced back up, but I'll be hoping she's okay to continue as well.
Yeah, it's an unforgiving centre of the park out there. You can see on your screen there's a few little dusty patches that will make falling pretty hard. And as we're walking out on the pitch, I did notice it was pretty solid underfoot, so it's definitely tricky getting out there. But so far she seems to be managing, and yeah, for the Northern Tigers, I'll hope that she can stay out there for as long as this game goes on. I'll certainly need her.
Pitch definitely was quite firm underfoot. Wasn't soft at all. And you feel as though it could have done with a bit of a sprinkle as the Northern Tigers come into a good position now. And that was so close. I think that was Josie Wilson, perhaps.
McMahon,
Abby Middleton, I think they had the chance. But a good opportunity. It was neither. I think you were right. You said Beth Bernardi, did you? I think it was
McMahon, I think, maybe.
Well, whoever it was, it wasn't too far away at all.
Yeah, it's Lily McMahon occupying that right wing over there for the Northern Tigers. And again, we spoke about Dominikovic and the amount of goals she brings. Lily McMahon just brings just as many from that wing position, which is arguably more impressive to do so from the wing and notch up the goal tally that she has this season.
Blake Hughes here picking up the ball under pressure from Capatanellis. Was one of the standout performers as expected in the first half for Sydney Uni.
And it looks like they've brought Capatanellis over to this near side. That's the right side, so switching wings, and that might open some more shooting opportunities rather than crossing ones as she looks to cut inside.
Here's a chance again. Shot from distance and stings the palms there. Does Jamie Bufels of Amy Hall. Keeper held that one though comfortably in the end, but Sydney Uni, we said at the end of the first half that goal would have given them a whole heap of confidence, and they've started the brighter here in this second period.
To be expected, really, the spring in their step after the break, and it's all about trying to make use of the momentum that they do have. We saw the Tigers do exactly that in the opening stage.
Callahan's made a big error there. Bo Burton makes it 2-1. Hannah Callahan with an absolute terrible mistake. A howler. She'll need to pick herself up from that. She went to roll the ball out to Ash Irwin, and oh, what an error. That is so disappointing for the young goalkeeper. She's livid with herself. She'll need to dust herself off and try and pick herself up.
And Bo Burden, I mean, we said that this was her game to step up. The youngster has scored a bunch of goals in reserve grade this year and now gets her third in first grade on the season. So, and credit to her for staying alive. It's often that in situations like that, it's easy to switch off and just calmly jog back to your position and start over again. But she stayed alive to the error and she had to be there to tap it in. And sure enough, she was. The Tigers, they go back in front.
Well, some of the greatest strikers in the world were goal poachers. Pippo Inzaghi, one of those, and always knew where to be at the right time no matter what the situation. And this time, Bo Burton found herself right where the unfortunate Callahan spilt the ball. Again, Uni will need to respond as Burton looks to play through. McMahon rides the challenge, gets to her feet. Well, she'll take the free kick, I think. It doesn't come, though, the whistle from Beck Mackey. Challenge is there on the far side. Ball comes back. Mortlock for Gomez.
And for Uni, they have to try and not let that dishearten them too much. They really started the second half so brightly, and it's a real kick to concede, and to concede in that way, and they can't be...
An absolute kick in the teeth, it really is. You can't... It's just like getting the wind knocked out of you. You started so well, you full of confidence, and then an error like that really hurts you. They have to respond. They've still got a lot of time left on the clock, though. That'll be encouraging for them.
And we mentioned the added experience that the Tigers have playing in that Sapphire Cup final last year, and I think it's been on full display. They've made great use of their set pieces, and they've pounced off a couple of errors.
Here's McNulty now in a good area. Hannah McNulty took too long to make a decision. Chance is there again. Low shot just wide of the far post. Another good chance for the Tigers. And who is it? It's Bo Burton again. She's really taking that opportunity to get her name up in lights with both hands. This time striking just wide.
And she made half decent connection on that shot, looking to find that bottom left corner, was inches away from doing so. And now it's the Tigers who are really trying to stamp their foot on this game, add a bit of authority behind this lead.
They've lost the ball again. You just feel that the momentum has really shifted from that era. It seems as though the Northern Tigers have got back to where they were for much of the first half. And one chance, one error in football can turn things so quickly.
And it's been a big reason why, as we see this chance.
McNulty over the top. Callahan comes out and did well there, the keeper, to pick that one up from Lily McMahon. A poor kick, though. Almost works out. Instead, falls at the feet of Gomez, and look at her drive forward. Isabel Gomez for Bernardi. Plays it wide. That'll be intercepted by Martin. Irwin plays it forward.
Fantastic play down that wing.
We've seen it a couple times this evening. They've combined well. The final pass missing there from Martin. And Osrally still has on the bench Charlotte Hampshire, Chelsea Chromick, Juliana Nicholas, and Olivia Vanderlaan for the Northern Tigers. Shadeen Evans, Saffron Grass, Olivia Cartwright, and the toughest name in the league to say for me, Jade McAtamney.
McAtamney,
there we go. Strong challenge there, and Wilson's been clipped on the ankle, but she's slowly making her way to her feet. She should be okay.
We spoke about how quickly the momentum has changed in this game. That's been why it's been such a gripping and an entertaining final. It's felt like no side has really been able to get the better of the other for more than really 10 minutes at a time. And because of how well matched they've been, it's been made for such great viewing. And it's, even though it is 2-1, it's still felt like at times both these teams can lay claim to feeling like they should be in the lead.
And Wilson did get up but went straight back down, so this could be a problem for the Northern Tigers and Chris Wood. Who comes on in this situation? It's tough to say.
Yeah.
Most of the players he has on the bench are attacking players.
Prompt a big readjustment maybe. We'll see, hopefully from their perspective, that she's all right to continue. definitely one of the better fullbacks in the competition. JC Wilson played with the Jets.
Well, she's back to her feet now, so it seems as though she should be okay to continue. And right now, Blake Hughes has come out to the left back position in cover for Wilson. Header there from Feeney. Playing against 10 here for the moment, Uni. Can they take advantage? Bit of a battle there, and they've come away with it. Van Dijk plays it forward. Now Martin. And the offside flag's raised. That would have been very, very close.
It was a golden opportunity there building for Uni. It was Galich and Martin combining on the edge of the area. And again, it's the versatility of Annabelle Martin cutting inside, getting into those attacking positions from as far as left back. She found herself on the right side of the edge of the box. And had it not been for the offside flag, her and Bianca Galich would have combined for what might have been their second goal of the evening.
Well, it's what we speak about, right? You mentioned in the first half, Annabelle Martin is everywhere. She gets forward into the front third and really can score goals as well. So she's a threat. And she showed just then why she can be. But just unfortunate for her in the end. Offside flag raised. And Amy Hall's come out a fair way. You could see it was a tough one to deal with. It bounced right in front. Got the ball again, though, the Northern Tigers now. Keach, the scorer of the opening goal this evening, plays it back to Amy Hall. Now Hughes. Confident from Hughes. She's dribbled out of the back a few times. Not many central defenders do that anymore. The one that always springs to my mind, he might be a bit too young for him, Will, is Lucio from Inter Milan. Used to do that so well. And all it does is create space for the other players, particularly the wide players, as Capetanellis comes forward. Plays the ball in, but again, Hughes is there. Had a good game as Blake Hughes. Hogan wins the throw. 30 minutes to go here. Bo Burton working so hard. She's done exactly what's been asked of her and what's been required after the team lost Dominikovic in the first half. Excellent performance so far.
And Chris Wood will be happy with how his substitute has gone. No real complaints. She's picked up a goal as well.
And Garlich plays in both rules. Osrowley will be just as happy if Bianca Garlich can do something for his side.
She's come close. She had a shot from the edge of the area, I think, relatively soon after she came on. Then there was that offside opportunity that she built with Annabelle Martin. So far, she's made a pretty good imprint onto this game.
Irwin delivers it into the area, cleared away by Keach. Now Feeney.
And Tigers have to be careful here. They've sat back a little bit in the last 5 minutes or so, and they've gotten away from what was really working and got them into the lead, which was that constant pressure up front.
It's a bit scrappy at the moment. Not able to really get control of the ball either side. And Garlich there stuck a foot in. They've lost it though. And now McMahon drives forward. Hannah McNulty to the left in support. That's where the ball goes to Hannah McNulty. Bo Burton now peels off to the far post, but back to McMahon, and how about that for a reverse pass? Bernardi can't get beyond Feeney. They're giving it away again though. Here's Lily McMahon on the left. Handball, penalty. That's a harsh one, I have to say. Into the hand. And Beck Mackey points to the spot. We've got the referees union down here in front of us. I'd love to hear what the union think of that, and I'm sure they'd all say it's a penalty, no doubt. They all stand by each other.
I think just taking a look at the replay, it is a hard one, and I do ultimately think it probably is a penalty. Yes, the back is turned, but that little outstretched bit of the arm is what was going to attract the attention of Rebecca Mackey and ultimately making the body a bit bigger And she had no hesitation in pointing to the spot. And now the Tigers have a golden opportunity to go 2 in front.
Well, if Hannah Callahan had the opportunity to redeem her earlier error, it's now or never for her and for Sydney Uni. Lily McMahon steps up for the Northern Tigers as a silence comes over Valentine Sports Park. It's Lily McMahon v. Callahan. And Callahan saves. She's redeemed herself, the youngster. A fabulous save. Got down to her left. And she's kept Uni in this one.
She absolutely has. She picked the way that she wanted to go with confidence. McMahon maybe wasn't the best of penalties. Kept it a bit low. Kept it at a good height for the keeper. Wasn't exactly in the corner either. But full credit has to go to Hannah Callahan. She's come up big when her side has needed her. And now that lead just stands at 1. And Uni, hopefully they get around her and they use this bit of momentum to go ahead and get that all-important equaliser.
And no doubt that Callahan will grow from that save. No doubt her teammates will also grow from that. And you could see immediately from the first play how the confidence rose. And here it is again. Bowfield's putting the pressure on, but Blake Hughes again does well to get out of that area. Gives possession away though. Straight to the feet of Amelia Kirby. Feeney.
Just a small note with Sydney Uni, they've switched up Talia Capitanella. She's back on that far side where she started.
And now McMahon driving forward after just missing that penalty. Lily McMahon almost gets beyond the defender, but some great work. Now McNulty. The action continues. It's non-stop. McNulty, what a run. Squares it up and somehow Talia Capitanellis gets back to clear that one out. Excellent work from the left winger. Got back, made a nuisance of herself, and it remains 2-1 for the Northern Tigers.
Wow, Talia Capitanellis getting back. We briefly mentioned it just a moment ago that she's been switched over to that far left side, and I think that might have something to do with the fact that she hasn't been involved as much as she was in the first half in this second period. So maybe trying to get her involved in a bit more build-up rather than relying on her to finish, as they might have done so on this right side.
Here's Hunt now. Didn't have any joy at all down the left. Back on the right now. What can she do from here? Hannah Hunt running up. Josie Wilson, disappointing. Didn't get anything on that cross, but at least she's back on the ball. She didn't see much of it at all in this second half up until now, but immediately moving to the right, back on the ball.
And I think, again, it's just about throwing different looks at this Northern Tigers defence, trying to keep them on their toes, trying to keep them honest. We saw that lapse of concentration at the end of the first half, which paid dividends for Sydney Uni. And you'll have to think they'll be relying on something here from one of their wingers, Capitanellis or Anna Hunt. Those two have looked the most likely. Anna Hunt has already gotten on the score sheet. Capitanellis, she's been their top scorer. She's hit the post. Probably coming from either wing in this second half.
And Kirby's headed there straight into Burton, and almost caught there on the ball was Ash Irwin. Doesn't want to do that again, does Callahan. Thought about releasing it again, and instead says she'll send this one upfield. Safer option for everyone. And Hunt can't get there to keep that in. And now, in games like these, you want to go on, you want to get that third goal, but also to finish it off, but you also need to manage the game.
Yep.
And every throw in, every goal kick, every free kick, it needs to be slowed down. Game needs to be brought to a pace where it's frustrating for Sydney Uni. And the longer they do that, the closer they are to lifting some silverware.
Absolutely, and as we said, Sydney Uni's real strength is on their wings. The pace of Anna Hunt and Talia Capitanellis, if you can try and slow those two down, big chance for Tigers.
And that was inches away from McMahon again, I believe. Not too far away. Almost getting that third. But you do feel if the Tigers get to that 2-goal lead that the game is all but done and dusted.
Yeah, chances have been harder to come by for Sydney Uni in the second half, not as frequent as they were in the first. And so a third goal would certainly be the dagger. Sydney Uni have to be careful as well in terms of managing the game from their perspective and making sure that this lead doesn't get to that point We saw from that free kick, which seemed like a relatively harmless position, it was around the halfway line. But that's what the Tigers have been so good at in this game, is using their set pieces to create really high-quality chances and ultimately create a goal.
Well, the Northern Tigers have another set-piece opportunity now. Free kick there on Bo Burton. After Feeney pushed her in the back, it gives Hannah McNulty the chance to deliver into the area. Another opportunity from another set piece. Interestingly, Blake Hughes has stayed back, hasn't gone up for this one. McNulty delivers into the area. Great ball in. Great header away as well, though. McNulty picks it up. Still Hannah McNulty driving forward. That was close. Had to be right there by Feeney. McNulty will take a corner or a throw. Keeps the ball with the Tigers.
And that's good game management there by Hannah McNulty, sensing that there wasn't really that much on in the box, wasn't going to be rushed or forced into making a low percentage cross, just got the ball to feet, waited for a bit of support to arrive, and now she can keep the attack going as they've got the throw.
McMahon there couldn't bring that one under control. Despite missing that penalty, Lily McMahon has been really involved in the second half. She's looked the most dangerous and threatening Tigers player.
It's been a rare mistake in front of goal from Lily McMahon. She's been pretty decent from the spot this season, has a couple of penalties to her name. And you would have expected the striker in her form to really put one of those away, but it just, full credit has to go to Hannah Callahan. She guessed the right way. Often we see keepers try and react, but she backed herself. She backed the decision that she made, and for Uni, thank goodness she did. They've got this lead still at 1.
Here come the Tigers again. Here's Burton on the ball. Yellow and blue shirts quickly swarming her. Great challenge. Now Uni can launch something, but again, Izzy Gomez stepping across, I think it was there. Driving forward now, Capatanellis using her pace. Sticking with her was Middleton, though. Excellent defending. Still Capatanellis toward the far post. Off the crossbar. And some reaction from Josie Wilson. Out of nothing, Uni were almost level again.
And Capatanellis again. We often see defences, they're happy to live with a long-range shot, knowing that it's a low percentage chance that probably isn't going to go in. But with the left foot that Tale Capatanellis has, she can hit them from just about anywhere. And what seemed like a relatively harmless cross in might have been a shot that was intended by Capatanellis, knowing the quality that she has.
Mate, I think you're being a bit too kind there. Here's Capatanellis with the corner. It's a great chance. Feeney headed it back across. And what an opportunity for Uni. What a chance.
And that time it was almost a Uni set piece that they made pay. A couple of well-positioned Tigers defenders on the goal line coming to the aid of Amy Hall. And now Uni sensing that their chance might be coming with 20 minutes to go in this final.
Free kick now for Uni. Feeney will send this one long. But again, somewhat unsure why Capatanellis came to the right. I understand the process, but she's much more effective down the left, in particular in this game. As the Institute have pulled a goal back. Not quite sure what the score is there, but we've definitely seen Olympic score 2. We've definitely seen Institute score 1. So it may be 2-1. If it finishes a draw, the Northern Tigers will still be alive on the final day of the season.
Oh, it's unfortunate news for the Tigers fans. We have seen them score 2, but Olympic have scored 4. That game's now at 4-1 with 5 minutes to go. So the Tigers' hopes of silverware this season will rest solely on the outcome of this game, and it's a game that they lead in the final stages.
Well, thankfully, Will here beside me has the laptop out and quick to check the scores as Uni have a chance. Amy Hall, that's brave goalkeeping. Brave goalkeeping from Amy Hall. Every right Anna Hunt had, and it's not a... For me, that's not a yellow card. It should not be a yellow card. Both players had every right to go for that ball. Anna Hunt made the foul, but it shouldn't be a yellow. I'm sorry. For me, it's so frustrating.
Credit to Amy Hall there. She's had a really good night between the sticks. We saw her pull off some fantastic saves in the first half. A quieter second half, given how Tigers have played. And I think the Tigers are going to go to Shadeen Evans on the bench. She looks like she's going through the final stages of a warm-up, maybe.
No, it looks like they're warming up their whole bench, but what a player to be able to bring on in Shadeen Evans. You know, she's a prolific goal scorer, and when she's in form, she's unstoppable.
Yeah, and
absolutely unstoppable.
In a game like this, in a final, when the defence is tired, that's where that she can really prove to be a difference maker.
And everyone knows if Shadeen Evans turns it on, and comes to play, you're in for a real battle. As Uni look to create something, they've looked a little more dangerous in the last 5 to 10 minutes. They've created a couple chances, but time is running out for them. They have 17 minutes left to find an equaliser, plus a bit of loose change as well.
Well, you'd think we'd have a decent amount of stoppage time. We've had a few injuries and substitutions and the like, so there'll be plenty of time for Uni to get back into this game, provided that they keep this game at just 2-1. If it gets to 3, as we've said on a couple of occasions now, it might be beyond their reach.
McNulty plays it over the top. McMahon's onside, but can't keep it in.
See Sydney Uni there in a hurry to get things back underway. Callahan with the quick, short option.
Not sure she wanted that ball played back to her, in all honesty. And that's frustrating for Anna Hunt coming back from an offside position. Started on the wrong side of the Northern Tigers defence. It's frustrating for Osrowley as well, as Blake Hughes sends this one forward. Feeney wins the header again, not for the first time this evening. And Annabelle Martin gets her clearance all wrong. I'm going to send that right upfield instead. Sends it out over the sideline for a throw. Headed away. And this is exactly what the Northern Tigers want at this point of the game.
Yeah, from a game management perspective, this is perfect. You have the throw, you can slow the play down, you have it deep in the attacking half, you've got it away from your own goal. And for the Tigers, they've done a really good job of keeping the game in the position that they want it to be in since they've taken that lead early in the second half. It's felt like Uni have really struggled to create chances on goal.
Here's Bernardi now playing it forward. Picks it back up. Sorry, it wasn't Bernardi. It was Burton. Kept in by Martin. Capitanellis struggled to control that one. It was a difficult ball to bring down. Now Feeney. Hannah Hunt. Look at the space in front. If they can find the pass, it's in a good area. And Hunt won't give up on this one. And Hunt gets there before Josie Wilson. Nice little cut as well. The ball's intended for Capitanellis, but Talia Capitanellis was at the other end defending moments earlier. Put in a real shift. Has the left winger. That looked a foul throw.
Yeah, and with that Capitanellis positioning, that's the product of the Tigers' dominance in possession. Being able to pin this Uni attack back, keep them in their own half. Anna Hunt was really the only player ahead. Had a couple of options in the centre. But Tigers will be wary of the threat that Uni possess on the counter. If they can keep them in their own half for extended periods of time, they'll have a good chance of snuffing out a lot of these opportunities.
Van Dijk with a good challenge there. Excellent turn as well from Garlich, but quickly across was Izzy Keach to clear away.
Looks like Garlich is almost operating as a 9 for Uni, which is an interesting option, but she does have a bit of goal threat about her, can score. More naturally, a midfielder has played as deep as a 6 at times, Vanka Garlich.
Not much to lose for Osrowley. He'll Need to throw the kitchen sink soon enough. Great turn by Garlich there. Couldn't find the next pass. And the Northern Tigers survive that. It'll be a goal kick to them. Here's Blake Hughes. Playing keep ball with their keeper. Waste a few more valuable seconds before Garlich begins the step and press. And you feel at this point they may get exposed, but they really don't have anything to lose. They really need to step up higher and press a little higher. When they did in the first half, until the press was broken, they generally put the Northern Tigers under real pressure. Another good ball, and look at the pace of Hunt. And Wilson deals with that, and that's another tough call on Anna Hunt there.
Uni going to their bench. Olivia van der Laan.
Olivia van der Laan comes on. Fresh legs in this part of the game. Madison Van Dyke coming off. And a double change as well at the other end. Hannah McNulty coming off. I'll leave this one to you.
Hannah McNulty is coming off as Shay Evans also is coming on. So that change that we expected goes through. Jade McAtamney also the double sub.
McAtamney, I saw her a few weeks ago against the MacArthur M. She was phenomenal in that one. Put in a real shift.
And these are two good, high quality, arguably starting caliber players. We've seen McAtamney start a bunch of games. Shay Evans has started a bunch of games in her own right. And now, those two with the best part of 10 minutes to go, if they can combine up front, get that dagger, they'll have one hand on the Sapphire Cup.
Well, with all due respect to Bo Burton, you and I spoke at halftime, and we were surprised that Shay Evans wasn't the first choice to come on. And you have to imagine that there must be some sort of injury or something behind that, as Beth Bernardi now looking to create something forward.
And looks like Bo Burton has dropped into midfield now. Evans occupying that sole striker position. I thought they might have maybe mixed it up, gone for maybe a 4-4-2 or something like that, but they've kept the formation the same in hopes of getting this third goal.
Here's Bernardi. Back for Wilson. Wilson again now. McMahon, great turn from Lily McMahon. Has a go at goal, but Callahan saw it all the way and comfortably gathered that one.
Lovely little body feint there by Lily McMahon to create the shooting angle, and it's the slightest of moves, but it's so effective when done well, and that time it created the shot from outside the edge of the area. But again, it's the Tigers who are doing an exceptional job of playing the game on their terms, not allowing the state of the game to dictate how they play. And so often the case when sides have this 1-0 lead with 10 minutes to go, especially when you're playing for the Sapphire Cup, to sit back and conserve what you have. The Tigers have done exactly the opposite, which is to actually go out and take the game to Sydney Uni and really put their opponents on the back foot.
Again, Silverware has eluded the Northern Tigers for so many years. They're so close now as Hunt delivers toward Capatanellis. Too much on that one. Still though, they've got the ball in a good position. Strong challenges there on the far side. Central pass, Van der Laan was the target, and Blake Hughes with an absolutely miscued clearance works out the perfect ball for Hannah McNulty, leading the counter-attack now. Here's Burton. Great challenge from Feeney.
Oh, wow.
And now Van der Laan, if she can get the foot in there. Capatanellis is still on. And now the opportunity. Is this the moment for Talia Capatanellis? Oh, so close to an equaliser. Inches wide of the far post. Half the ground thought it was in.
credit the Tigers defense. They did enough just to push her a few inches wide of the goal, make that shooting angle a bit more difficult than maybe it would have been at the first time of asking. But again, the Tigers, they almost switched off at the back, and if there's one player you do not want running in on goal with her left foot, it is Talia Capitanellis, and she almost made the Tigers pay.
It was so close. Just watch the replay again and didn't miss by much at all. Now in possession again. It's the captain, Bofus, who's been a little bit quiet this evening. Usually expect her to be more involved, pulling the strings, creating opportunities. Shay Evans got stuck in there and she limped off after that one. Here's Bofus.
Does well there.
Clipped there by McMahon. Free kick for Sydney University.
You can see they're going to really lump numbers into the box. Amelia Feeney, Asher, when they're slowly making their way into the 18-yard area, and it's really only the keeper back. There's no one on halfway, only a couple of players in midfield if this goes awry. And as Capitanellis is going to whip this in with that left foot.
Well, let's see if she can find a teammate or perhaps trouble Amy Hall, as the earlier free kick did and took a deflection off Northern Tigers' head. Amy Hall wastes a few seconds there, waiting for Vanderlaan to put the pressure on before picking the ball up. And sends it well forward now, looking for Evans. Great touch from Shay Evans. Good defending as well.
Uni buoyed on by that one-on-one opportunity for Capitanellis and a couple of opportunities just before. Now they're starting to find their way into this game at the crucial moment.
And Beth Bernardi is coming off. She'll be replaced by number 16, Olivia Cartwright. And the scorer of the second goal, who came on as a first half substitute, Bo Burton, also comes off, replaced by number 12, Saffron Grass, for the remaining 6 minutes plus stoppage time. Here's Vanderlaan, good touch there. Goal kick, well defended by the Northern Tigers, and they're so close now.
They are.
They can taste silverware. They can taste the trophy and the champagne.
Well, just over 5 minutes to go, plus you'd think the best part of maybe 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time. And Uni look to be making a sub of their own as well in response. So, again, it's just about managing the game from here for Uni. They've had some opportunities. They've fired a few big warning shots at the Tigers' defence.
Headed on there. Have to be careful here in defence. Lily McMahon looking to make amends for that penalty miss and secure the victory. Again, though, this all works in the favour of the Northern Tigers, the ball being in this part of the field. And I'm not quite sure what Callahan was thinking there. Luckily for her, though, Saffron Grass's initial cross didn't quite make it to its destination. Vanderlaan, that ball bounces over her head, but she's got the pace and puts the pressure on Hughes. But so strong in the challenges, Blake Hughes.
I think Hughes maybe misjudged how close Vanderlaan was to her, and then made up for it with some really solid defensive work and prevented what would have been a pretty nice opportunity there for Sydney Uni.
It's Juliana Nicholas that'll come on in place of Anna Hunt. Is that a bit of an unexpected change for you?
I think so. I think Anna Hunt was really causing problems. I think her pace was a big part of what Uni were doing. Maybe sensing she was tiring a bit, bring on some fresh legs and hope to keep going. She had gone a bit quiet in the last 5-10 minutes. And now that'll be a Tigers corner. Again, this is perfect for them.
Well, Shay Evans did really well there to win something, Coach always tells you in those sorts of situations, just try and win something, and she did. She's won a corner for her side. They'll eat another 10, 20 seconds off the clock.
Again, they're going to crowd numbers around Hannah Callahan, and a goal here will give them the Sapphire Cup, you'd think.
Corner comes into the area, headed away at the near post. Capitanellis flicks it on. No support though, and Izzy Gomez picks up the loose ball. Middleton finds Shay Evans. Cross is blocked. We'll get another chance, another throw.
More seconds ticking away for the Tigers.
Inching closer, Chris Wood to lifting silverware. Jason Egger has waited so long for this as well, the technical director of the Northern Tigers. How happy he will be if the girls can get this job done, and it's not far away now. I can't imagine there'll be more than 5 minutes of time added on. So we've got about 7 minutes of football left. 7 minutes for Sydney Uni to save themselves and keep this game going for another 30. 7 minutes for the Northern Tigers to hold on. And they've almost worked a set piece there as Vanderlaan now looks to control. Was unable to. Mortlock did enough.
The slightest of touches on that free kick got it away from Lily McMahon. Something from the training ground as she wheeled out towards the penalty spot for the shot.
Here's Wilson, sees that one out over the sideline. Experience again from Josie Wilson. Beck Mackey going to have a chat and telling Wilson to speed it up, not to risk a yellow card. Intelligent there from Hughes and Wilson. Now I wouldn't be surprised if Wilson decides to take the throw.
This is what our friend down on the sideline, Eric Sibiano, calls the dark arts.
All part of the game and all part of the way sometimes you need to win. Callahan under pressure from Evans, clears it upfield. Exactly where the Northern Tigers want to be. This is how they want these final moments to pan out. Again, Hughes will jog over from central defender to take this throw.
Sometimes you need a bit of this to get over the line in a cup final. They might just win themselves another corner here.
And they have. As we tick toward the 90th minute, this one will be delivered probably once we move into stoppage time. Ball comes in to the near post. Evans can't connect with the ball there. Here's Izzy Gomez. Still playing so well. 4 minutes of additional time. A minimum of 4 minutes. We said we might get 5. 4 minutes for Sydney Uni to save themselves and continue this fight for the Sapphire Cup.
And just on that chance a moment ago for Shay Evans, the Northern Tigers, it just sat up a bit too much for her liking.
Here's a chance for the substitute. Well defended. Nicholas couldn't get there. Josie Wilson sending the ball out for a throw. Nicholas telling Amelia Kirby to pick up the pace. It's a bit hard. Played it for over 90 minutes as Kirby, and Feeney's cross his block there. Just took too long. Callahan sends it forward now, straight to an Northern Tigers player. And now the Tigers can really finish this. They've got the numbers. Here's McMahon into the area. Lily McMahon cuts it onto the right. McMahon just over. almost finishing it off there.
And that would have been the icing on the cake for the Northern Tigers. She cut inside on her right. She had enough space to create the shot and just floated over the crossbar. As Uni almost being the masters of their own demise for that third goal.
Great little ball forward for Garlich now. Stepping through, though, is Isabel Keach. Riding the challenge is Lily McMahon. Intercepted by Kirby, but it will still remain Northern Tigers ball. They have the throw. Here's Grass, leaves it for the other substitute, Evans. Van der Laan just gets there ahead of Gomez, and that was a good challenge from Isabel Gomez, but here we go. This is probably the last chance for Sydney Uni, if they can get the ball forward, of course. And it seems as though they can't. The Northern Tigers back in possession with time ticking on the clock. Capetanellis wins the ball. Wins the foul as well.
Sydney Uni, they've got to get it forward quickly here. We've had about 2.5 minutes of stoppage time gone.
Just over 60 seconds remaining. And again, no yellow and blue shirts in that front third. They've worked so hard as well, this young Uni team. These two meet again in the league on the weekend. Not that the game will have any impact on anything. Evans, great tackle there from Feeney.
And Evans has done an exceptional job since coming on in terms of pressuring the Sydney Uni defence, making it that little bit more difficult to play out from the back. And those extra percentages can be so vital in the final stages of a game like this.
We are definitely inside the last minute now. Evans will keep this one in the corner. Wins another throw. They're defeated now, Sydney Uni. You can see it on their body language. They know they're in the wrong area of the park. It's not where they want to be. As the Northern Tigers win a corner, this will be the final chance of the game. It won't matter what happens from here, because the Northern Tigers will finally lift some silverware. It's taken many years, but that chance has finally come, and they've taken it now. They've broken the hoodoo. The Northern Tigers are the 2024 Sapphire Cup champions. They defeat Sydney University by 2-1. And Will, what a final we had here.
It was an exceptional final from start to finish. It offered so much in the way of entertainment. Sydney Uni, they got a goal just before halftime, which made it really interesting in the second half. But in the end, it's the Northern Tigers. We predicted them before the game that their extra quality would shine through in the end, that extra finals experience over the younger Sydney Uni side. And look at the celebrations. This is what it means to a club that has fought for so much for so long, and now they get the day in the spotlight.
Well, they've fallen over on numerous occasions at the final hurdle in the cruelest possible ways.
Yeah.
But they've come, they've kept pushing, they've kept building, they've kept working hard, and finally they get their award, and they pick up the Sapphire Cup. In only its second edition. They came close last year, but they've done it this year, and they're champions.
They are, and it's no less than they've deserved. They've put together a fantastic Sapphire Cup run. They've only conceded 2 goals before this game, so 3 goals across the 5 Sapphire Cup games they've played. It's been a run that's been built off the back of a solid defence, and they really needed it at times in this game when Sydney Uni were pressing in that first half, and they did an exceptional job in the second half to really shut out Sydney Uni's key attackers. And for Sydney Uni, this young side, they'll feel obviously disappointed with the loss, but they've come so far. They've done exceptionally well to get to this point, and they gave a real good account of themselves in this game. But in the end, that extra experience, that extra know-how, that extra wit that can be so valuable in a final proved to be the difference.
And exactly that. I think Sydney Uni, they deserve credit. They really made this final the spectacle it was. because as we mentioned earlier, so many finals we've seen where there's minimal action, minimal opportunities, no goals. This one had everything, and testament to both teams for really putting on a show for everyone. And we'll go through the highlights quickly. Izzy Keach opened the scoring midway through the first half for the Northern Tigers. Anna Hunt equalised in the final minutes of stoppage time in the first half. And then an error by Hannah Callahan, the uni goalkeeper, allowed Bo Burton, a substitute, to, in the end, score what would prove to be the winner. Lillian McMahon had the opportunity to sew it up a little earlier from the penalty spot, but Hannah Callahan made up for that earlier error and saved the penalty from one of Northern Tigers' best players this evening, Lily McMahon.
Yeah, and those highlights just kind of sums the game up, how much action we had. It was a gripping game from start to finish, and in the end, Northern Tigers, they walk away deserved winners, and it was a fantastic game to bring you from the Football New South Wales YouTube channel.
Well, don't go too far. We will bring you the medal presentations in a moment. Will, thank you for being my co-commentator this evening. A fabulous game. We'll be back with more action this week as we enter the final round of both men's and women's NPL competitions. Next week, midweek, we'll have finals for the men's NPL competition, and the women kick off their semi-finals the following weekend. So lots of football still to come.
Sure. The best part of the season, the finals.
This is trophy time. Second trophy coming now, and I'm off to MC the trophy presentation.
On behalf of Nicola Posner and our camera operator, Chess, it's been a pleasure bringing you this one. I'll sign off for now. My name's Will Constantinides, and stick around. You'll see the Tigers lift the trophy on this huge day.
There's heaps of people here, eh? Lily, it's been some road for the Northern Tigers, from getting promoted to being so close on so many occasions to winning silverware. How does it feel to finally do it?
Look, it feels incredible to say the least. First of all, I want to thank you for such an incredible matchup. Like, you guys don't make it easy for us. So thanks for a good battle out there tonight, and thanks for a good season. To the girls, you girls have just made my season incredible. Like, I couldn't be grateful for a better group. So you made me a better player out there, and I hope that I do the same for you guys. So thanks for a good game tonight, and to everybody, thanks for coming out here tonight. But you guys made the win 100 times better. Having your support got us to the end of the game, so thank you, girls. Everybody. And coaches, thank you, coaches. Hannah. Pete. Shay. Gomez. Abby. Blakey. Sappy. Loft. Libby. Nick. James. Amy. Dave, Matt, Reese, Danilo,
Not last, Lily McMahon! Friends, family and football fans, please congratulate our 2024 Sapphire Cup champions! Thank you very much. I look forward to your support in 2025.